Welcome back, prisoners, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance flexes his new powers. Rajak frees his companions from the hangman's noose, and Zoltana tells Lindren a profound truth. After having their execution nullified by a higher power, the group are offered a different kind of death at the hands of Lindren. Will they take to this new lease of death? Will Lindren forget being called a dick? And what's up with that Kythea chick? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die.
Last time we left you guys, you were inside the kind of like stripping down like holding room with for all of your stuffs. Caden had locked the door, hopefully for the last time. You guys are just in there on your own. I'm going to let you guys do what you need to do and talk to each other and all that good jazz, and then I will interrupt you a bit later on when the witch from the Witches Society turns up.
All right, send the fuck away, guys. I want to put on my clothes.
No, that's fair. I need to put my armor on as well. So Balance goes in the corner.
Yeah, Raul turns around and starts putting his hoodie on.
And he's done.
And that was very fast.
Very good.
Raul,
good job.
Champion clothes putter on her.
Yep, there's none of this like 10-minute putting on heavy armor bullshit for Raul. He is just done.
Extra proficient in
hoodie wearing
on a sweater.
You can see like through the bars of this gate, you can see Kythea is still like wandering and walking up and outside your cell as well. So there's someone else there to interact with you if you don't want to interact with each other.
No, I don't want to interact with them. I hate them. JK.
Aw.
No, JK, I like you guys.
Balance is going to go over to the gate.
Cool. Good for you.
Balance goes back over to the gate and just kind of leans against it. Kythea, I know you're out there. I can see you pacing.
She walks back into view and sort of shakes her head, like sort of like wiggles her head towards you. She's like, yeah, hey.
So I assume you heard everything that went on in there?
Yeah. Well, a little bit.
Okay. A little bit, I'm sure.
So perhaps you're going to be free soon, maybe. Possibly.
It seems that way. Would you care to join us? I believe you and I still need to have that long chat.
Join you? Well, I mean...
I promise to protect you.
I don't need protecting, but thank you for the offer. I am definitely able to look after myself, but I guess it would have to be Caden's call, really, so he's in charge of you guys, of course, so...
Well, but he's not exactly in charge of you now.
No, but on the same idea, I mean, I'm just a lunch lady. I just serve food. Not really sure what I could add to your adventures of going out and finding out what's going on and possibly saving the world or not, or getting us more into it.
Well, we're going to need somebody to feed us. God knows I can't do it myself.
Why? You're above such things. Can't cook a meal.
Right, moving along.
Oh, you can't. You were telling me you can't. You've never cooked a meal. You guys can hear this, by the way. It's not a very subtle laugh.
I've never had to, so no.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I didn't mean to laugh quite so hard, but okay. Yeah, I mean,
If you want to teach me, I'm open to learning.
she kind of like looks a bit flushed, a little bit embarrassed. Looks down. Says, "Well, at the end of the day, it's down to Caden. It's not my outfit. It's not my quest, I guess."
Caden this, Caden that. I'm starting to think that you're more interested in Caden than me.
Take an insight check.
10.
She just gives you a wry smile. Girl never tells her secrets, so.
Balance, you be nice.
I'm being nice. I'm just making friends. I'm taking Caden's advice since Caden seems to know a lot more than I do.
Caden is a good man, I think.
I know.
Well, I wouldn't be opposed. I mean, working in a prison was not exactly my idea of fun. But, yeah, it's...
Why, are you not enjoying your first day?
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's been a solid 1.
I could see how you would feel that way.
Yeah, it's interesting, but not what I wanted to do with myself, so... But talk to Caden. If you can persuade him that someone like me would be worth having around, I wouldn't say no. I mean, hopefully we're still going to get paid, right? Well, I'm going to get paid. You guys are working off your debt to society. She looks a little bit awkward at that comment.
Yes, working off my debt to society. Which society is that? I can't tell anymore. Since it seems that there are 2 of them pulling at my strings now.
She doesn't really know how to respond to the rather strange comments. Says, well, I'm gonna, go do the evening shift, so I guess goodbye, possibly.
More like be seeing you soon.
She kind of smiles and walks away. Do you watch her leave?
Absolutely.
As she gets to the doorway into the courtyard, you definitely see her look back and smile and walk out of the doorway.
Balance can't help but smile as well.
What a wonderful Kodak moment.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Y-
I'm in a good mood.
That is great, but taking her with us, it would be another liability. You really don't think that Lindgren expects us to survive this, right?
That's okay. He doesn't have to expect us to.
He's going to send us somewhere ridiculous. And we are going to die. That is his plan.
Not if we work together.
God, you're such a pessimist, Ral.
Oh, well, maybe you just don't know Lindgren like I do.
How long you been here?
A year?
We've been here longer than you. I think we
I've
might
been here
know.
longer than both of you combined.
Yeah.
And you have seen that it has been a particularly bad year for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I have gotten to know a lot of things in this year that you might be blind to.
Or maybe you faced a lot of anti-Dragonborn racism, and that's not all because of Lindgren. That's because people are assholes.
Well, no. To put it properly, they were all dicks.
Right. And Lindgren is the biggest dick of them all. But...
Or smallest, depending on your point of view.
she gives you, like, an appreciative smile. Hey, I like you. That was a good joke.
Thank you. Glad I could put my intelligence to use in some way.
Anyway, my point being, he may be a super ultra mega dick, but that doesn't mean we're gonna die. And listen, I was thinking, we can escape. We could do whatever, but point being, I can get Caden a job elsewhere, probably. I get some contacts, and we can easily do whatever the fuck this is with the world. Get Caden safe-ish, and then just fucking run for it. Why do we have to come back here? We don't. And if things get too heady, we can cut and run. We're criminals, right? So who gives a shit?
I would be down for that as long as we're very certain it wouldn't get Caden in trouble.
I know some people. I can get Caden. I can, some people owe me some things.
Now's not the time to be thinking about how to get away.
Well, that is true. I think we all have our own individual plans, and that includes myself. And while I'm not in a position to be able to divulge anything of it, I think that we can make something work.
Yeah, my point being, don't be such a pessimist, Ral. It looks like it's gonna get too heady, and we're gonna die. We can always cut and run. We're criminals. They expect it. We can get Caden somewhere safe, and he'll be fine. You know.
It is not as easy as running for me. I appreciate you sticking up for me with the gang out there. But there's a lot you don't know.
Well, apparently we're all murderers, so I think I know all about that I need to know about all of us.
And we're about to walk out into Falsam, where everyone knows who I am and what I did.
Oh, well, see, that's different. That's a problem.
It is different. That is what I'm telling you.
We gotta disguise you. Get you like a false mustache or something. No one will know who you are.
Right. Quite a few of me with scales and tails around here, right? I'll blend right in.
No, see, what we gotta do is we gotta get you some kind of like disguise. Like a big hat and a mustache and maybe like a trench coat.
At this point, you become aware of footsteps walking down the corridor.
If it's Lindren, can I punch him?
I won't stop you.
If it was Lindren, he's on the other side of a gate, my dear. But on the other side of a gate, you see Caden, and you see a human female. She has long red hair. It's shaved on one side, and you can see that there are tattoos, runes, and possibly things that aren't runes, more like decoration that tattoo the side of the head where she has it shaved, and down the side of her neck. You can see there's lots of like random braids in her hair as well. You can see that there is a piercing through one eyebrow, a piercing through her nose. The piercing through her eyebrow, she has 3 of them, and they're all small bones. And you can see that she is covered in scars. She's also covered in various types of magical runes. She wears a very light red top. I say light as in the material itself is quite light. And she wears like a particularly long red skirt with a slit up the side. But she's not wearing any shoes. And you can see that tops of her feet are also covered in runes and in tribal markings. And she's quite a small woman. She probably stands at 5'4", 5'5" at the most. But as soon as she walks into your view, almost even before she walks into your view, you can feel magic exuding from this woman. And you can see that her eyes, as soon as she turns up, you can see her eyes emit like a small red glow. This is definitely a magic user.
And she sounds hot.
How tall are you?
Me? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like small. I think I'm like 4'5", 4'6".
All right. Yeah, so she's about a foot taller than you. She's quite thin. She doesn't really have any tone to her. She's not really muscly at all. She's quite thin, and you reckon that, a stiff breeze may knock her over. A friendly cuff on the arm may break her arm, that kind of thing. She looks fragile, but she's exuding a lot of magical essence here. And as she turns up, Caden is, you can hear them like muttering to one another as they arrive. And Caden says, "Well, here they are. This is and he points to each of you and turns up. This is Raujak Terrasan. This is a Balance, and this is Sultana Thunderheart. Guys, this is Demi." And she smiles, a big smile, and she waves a hand at you.
Rob just nods.
Sultana, waves back.
A legit choice.
Balance is just silently observing her.
Well, so, hi, I'm Demi. I come from the Witches Society. Actually, let me get straight. I run the Witches Society here in Falsum. Bit of a big deal. Apologies for the way I am, but magic and all that good jazz. Right, let's get you all bonded together, I guess. And she waves her hand at the door, and you see her mutter something very, very quietly to herself. And you hear a click, and the door just opens. Oh, don't need to worry about keys. Those things are, pointless. Right, everyone gather round. So I need all of you I need you all holding hands, really, you and Caden and whatnot. Well, actually, let me get this right. She seems to be like pacing backwards and forwards, and like she's muttering under her breath, like, yes, there's 4 of them. No, 4 of us. There's 5 of us in the spell, and we put them in the center, and then that's right at the end. Right, I've got it. I'm totally Havoc this time. So I need the 3 of you to link hands and take my hands, and then we have Caden in the center. Is anyone wearing anything metal? And she looks at you and smiles. You blatantly are, but she's asking the question anyway.
Yeah.
No, of course not. I'm wearing nothing but my trousers.
No metal here.
You're not wearing a jacket? Is that just a look for you, or, there's nothing wrong with the way, I'm not hitting on you, but, there's nothing wrong with not wearing a shirt. I mean, if that's your thing, but, there are colder climates. Like, okay, I'm going to stop now. And she puts her hands out to either side of you guys. I was like, well, the metal thing, let's say it's not going to be a problem, but you might feel a little bit of a ting. Sort of, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, don't be shy. It's just holding hands. And she grabs hold of Zoltana's hand. She grabs hold of Balance's hand. It's like, well, you've got to link hands with the dragon. Do you know what? It's been a very long time since I've seen a dragonborn. Well, actually, it was about a year ago. She was pretty. I mean, she was a nice enough lass, but, things move on. And again, she's like indicating for you to, holding Balance's and Zoltana's arm. She's almost lifting Zoltana off the ground with how excited she is with her arm movements. Like, well, you have to grab her arms. Come on. I mean, we've got to get this thing done.
Rock sticks his arms out, but doesn't, do the actual touch.
Zoltana goes, geez, listen, lady, you gotta calm down a little bit. I can't rightly grab nobody's hands or arms or nothing if you're lifting me up.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm awfully... See, I don't always consider these things, but, I'm really sorry. And you guys become aware, as she kind of looks down and looks a little bit sad, you look over at the cages and you become aware that there's a slight smoking effect coming from it.
I'm gonna grab Brawl's hand or whatever. Just ignore the cages.
Balance is going to turn to Caden and be like, should we be worrying about that? And he indicates the smoke.
Caden looks over and he's like, that looks like a fire. And the woman, Demi's like, oh, yeah, fire. Oh, I'm really sorry about that. And she looks, still taking hold of your hand. She kind of bundles you all across, belying her small stature. She kind of drags you over and then lets go, then kind of puts her hands out, and you can see her concentrating. And you see the runes on the back of her hand glow a little bit. And you see a small amount of water just squirt from her hands. And you see the fire, which was beginning to flick, go out. I'm really sorry. She turns around I guess I better explain who I am and what's going on.
No, you already did that, thank you.
But I want to apologize for the fire.
Apology accepted. Now, if we could do the whole bonding thing.
Okay.
What does this entail?
Oh, right, yes. So, yeah, I probably actually better explain the spell to you, haven't I? Okay, so it's not really a spell, it's more of a ritual, really. It's going to take a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bind your 3 essences together, sort of, kind of, and bond them with Caden, so that Caden can know where you are at all times, and so that he knows if you're safe and well, and you will know each other if you're safe and well. There might be a small side effect for wearing metal. I don't really know. I haven't done the spell in a while. But, it means that, Caden can keep an eye on you because you are prisoners. And, so far as I could tell, I think she looks over at each of you in terms I think you're a murderess. That's what he said, but I don't see that. You're just like normal people to me, apart from you because you're a dragonborn. But yeah, that should bond you all together and you should be okay. Right? Sound good?
Sure.
We don't have much of a choice in the matter, so...
Actually, no, you're absolutely right. You do not have a single choice. And I could just force this on you, but I'd rather not. Magic is fun. We should experience this together. I'm always trying to teach my students to have fun with magic and experience it all together, and it's great. So yes, we all grab hands. I merge your essency things, and Caden's going to know exactly where you are and how well you are. I don't know if you'll know about each other. Yeah, you should know if each other are fine. That should be fine. I mean, you should be together anyway. I mean, wandering off is stupid. So again, she just takes Zoltana's hand. She takes Balance's hand, and she kind of drags you back into the main area to stand around Caden. Well, I don't have all day. I'm actually quite important at the guild. So come on, get to it.
What?
Okay.
What do we do?
It's like you haven't been listening to a single word I've said. Okay, you just need to grab hands, and then I will do the magic. Unless any of you have magic. Do any of you have magic?
No.
A little, but nothing like what you're talking about.
Just my racial inclination. That's about it.
And you, Mr.
No.
Nothing at all?
No, nothing. No.
Lame. And yeah, she indicates for you guys to grab hands.
We do.
Excellent. As soon as you all grab hands, you see the two of you holding hands with Demi. You feel your hands warm, almost as if you've plunged your hands at the edge of a fire to the point where it's just not comfortable anymore, but her grip is quite tight. You also see that her nervous energy of constantly moving around, she's gone completely still. Her back is much straighter. She appears to be, if anything, a little bit taller. The runes on her body glow, and you can see which ones are runes and which ones are just markings. And you feel the room darken slightly as if a cloud has passed overhead, and you can sense that there is a lot of wind that is blustering around you, and you all feel a different voice in your head. For Balance, this is nothing new. You have voice in your head all the time. But you hear her voice in your head, and you can see that Caden's eyes are suddenly open, and they are glowing like a very faint purple, for those of you that can see his face. And you hear her head saying, "So, just to let you know, you're about to be merged, so whatever you need to do to find your inner peace, I suggest you do it now. At this point, you're going to be forever bonded. And especially with Caden, we must look after him. So, are you ready for this?"
So question for you, DM. Can I, being that I am psionically inclined, is there a way that I can attempt to shield off the area where Brain Friend is so that they're not included in this merge? Because that's the one thing I feel Balance would probably want to keep to himself and avoid any crossing of the streams.
Yes. To be fair, you, with her explanation, you probably would have had enough time to figure out how you could attempt to do this. So what I want you to do is tell me how you think you're going to do it, and then argue a stat roll for me.
All right. So the way I picture it is very similar to if you've ever read the Aragon books. It's very similar to that. Basically, it's just mentally concentrating on one thing above all else to create a mental wall so that nothing can get past it. And my argument for a stat would then be intelligence, since it's, again, all mentally derived.
I will accept that roll. Your DC is... Actually, just make the roll, and I'll tell you whether you make it or not.
All right. I'm closing my eyes. Is it good? Is it good? 14.
You feel a flickering of a wall go up. And you can sense more than see, because of all this kind of everything, all the physical effects that are going on in the environment right now, the kind of the flowing of the wind. You sense that that Demi, this woman, has turned her head towards you, and you feel a slight bolstering of the wall from both herself and from Marnak on the other side.
Wait, she's helping?
She is indeed.
Balance is looking at her very confused.
You can look at her confused, or you can continue to hold up your wall.
No, both.
Okay, I'll bear that
with
in mind.
priority on the wall.
Bear that in mind. as you singularly focus on holding up this wall and feeling a little confused as to why there is 3 pairs of hands holding this wall in place, you all feel like as the wind is like flowing around you, you hear Demi's voice quietly and patiently in your head asking if you are ready to do this, asking if you are focused enough to do this, whether this is something you really want to do. You suddenly realize you don't really have much of a choice as the magical energies just flip through from one to another. You can feel this almost electric charge building between you as it passes from person to person to person to person. And you can almost see it. In fact, you can see this kind of like purple glow, which seems to be spiraling around you, passing from person to person. You can see it going up in the air, and then you just see it cascade straight down into Caden. And I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Fuck. That's a 5.
13.
15.
Zoltana, you stand tall as this magical energy smashes down into Caden, and you hear this piercing scream coming from Caden, and it echoes inside your brain, inside your head, but you stand firm. All the things that you've been through in your life, it's almost as if this scream, it's not the scream of the somebody you care about, don't get me wrong, but it's not the love of your life screaming, and you stand stock still in this explosion of mental energy. Those of you who failed, you hear this scream and it pierces deep down into your chest, into your heart, and it conjures up all awful images of your past, of people. You feel the screams of the people that you have lost in your past, and it echoes inside your chest, it comes out up through your throat and emits as a scream out of your mouths, and you'll be taking 9 points of damage.
Oh.
Psychic damage.
Me too?
Not you. You saved.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm out.
You're
Okay.
unconscious?
He's
I'm
unconscious.
yeah.
As this magical energy dies down, Zoltan, you become aware that Roljak has fallen limp in your hand. He's hit the deck, and you can see that the circle has been broken. You can see Caden standing in the center with his, basically the static energy. It's like the short cropped hair just kind of like standing a little bit on end. And you can see the purple glow in his eyes beginning to slowly fade out, and his mouth is closing. You heard the emission of three very distinct screams. Two of them audibly coming out of your companions, one who's now on the floor, and you heard one mentally coming from Caden. But you see that Balance is still standing, if not looking a little bit shaken. You see that Caden is still standing, and you can see that Demi is still standing, and her poise is still high. It's still no longer twitching. She's very calm in her manner now. But you feel that energy begin to slowly ebb away from your chest. It's slowly fading down and edging out. What do you guys want to do?
Since I already have my hands on Rawl, I'll lay on hands for the rest of my 5 points that I have left.
Okay. You can take those 5 points of healing.
Ooh.
There's essentially just a slight glow about Roljak because he didn't take any physical damage. he lightly luminesces with a slight golden glow and then returns back to normal.
What the fuck was that?
Magic. That's what that was.
No shit.
Oh, my fucking head. Are we done?
Yeah. I told you there'd be a slight tingling. I did warn you. But there's an interesting thing you might want to know. You want to have little marks, like roughly on your neck area. And as you guys kind of like look down in the place she's gestured, just like pretty much just above your heart, you can see like a very small rune. It's 3 circles entwined into a larger circle. So in total, there are 4 circles, 3 entwined into the larger one. And you can see that Caden has a very similar mark just on his chest as well, as he kind of pulls back his shirt to look what the hell is going on.
Thank you for healing me. Is it done?
Yeah,
No more?
it's done. Small side effect. Sorry. So I want you to do a thought experiment for me in your head. What's your favorite color? Just in your head.
Okay.
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 What do you guys think?
Red.
Gold.
Yellow.
Blue. And you guys all hear each other's thought color.
Oh.
Caden's blue.
I hate this. Thanks.
Can we turn this off now?
Well, I did say you have to think. It's a thought experiment. You'd have to think about it. But yeah, I think it works within a couple of 100 foot. I'm not really sure the extent of the range, but slight side effect. Yeah.
Wait, are we always going to be able to hear each other's thoughts?
Please tell me I can block that.
Well, you just have to think about it. You just have to go, maybe I should think about talking to Rajak or have a thought experiment. You know, you have to really focus on emitting those thoughts to everyone.
No, thank you.
Nah, don't like it.
As a side note, were any of them lying?
Don't know, were you?
No.
No.
Was Caden lying?
Nope.
Okay. Good to know.
So mechanically, you guys have message for 300 foot.
Just built-in auto message to each other.
Yeah. That's what you learn about this ability at the moment. There is other things that will kind of come into play a bit further along. But for now, this is what you sense and feel.
This is going to be weird.
Mm-hmm.
Ross kind of like shaking his hands and like trying to like shake off the crazy things.
So, yeah, now in theory, I mean, sorry, Caden, I didn't really ask for this, but, you know, you're in charge now, so you'll always know where they are. You know, as long as they're on this plane, you'll know where they are. I mean, I don't know if you guys could do the same, but I don't know that Caden will. That was the point of the spell. Anyway, do you know what? If you have any questions, you're going to probably see me in about maybe an hour, maybe tomorrow morning, I don't know. So you can ask the questions then, and I shall see you soon.
Demi?
Yes?
Would it
Balance,
be-
right?
Yes.
Balance.
Could we
Wait, no.
have a? I'm sorry.
Nothing. Carry on.
Could we perhaps have a private chat in the hallway?
Yeah.
I have a personal
Sure.
question.
Yeah, okay, sure. I'm up for answering any magical inclined questions. Marshall's not really me. That's someone else I know. Sure. Anyway, so she bundles out of the corridor.
Okay, I follow her and make sure that we're out of earshot.
Okay.
What was that and what did you do back there?
That was magic. Mm-hmm.
No. No.
It's a ritual of bonding.
No. You know what I'm talking about. The whole wall thing. How did you know I was doing that and why did you help?
Well, I have a lot of magic. Don't you notice? I know certain things. I know that you have another entity in you. She just like nods as if matter of fact, like, you know, you're not the only one. My brother has one too.
I'm sorry, what? This is common?
No, it's not common. It's something I've dealt with before. Sometimes it's handy to keep those extra voices out. I mean, he's hearing the voice of he's hearing a voice of a god. So it's best that god doesn't interfere with his daily life. So sometimes, you know, I help out with building walls. So sometimes, you know, I figured you had a wall for a reason.
Do you know what this one is? That's
A
in
wall?
me. No, the entity.
I can't know what a wall is.
No, the entity.
Oh, no idea. It's not a god, if that helps. I know gods. Well, I know one god. Well, actually, I know two gods. Not personally. I mean, just...
Right, okay. Do you understand anything of what it's done to me?
I know it's not magic. I know that... Well, no, there's... She sort of, like, puts her hand in her chin and... puts her chin in hand, and she kind of, like, frowns a bit like, well, there's definitely some magic going on, but I can't tell you exactly what the magic is. I mean, I'd have to, like, dissect you and find out what the hell's going on. But if I dissect you, then you'll be there. I don't really understand what's going on with that. I mean... I know there's something magical is going on with you. That's why you have another thing, another being, or whatever the hell it is. I know it's been with you for a while, and I know that you can do things that I can't. So, but then there are a lot of people who can do things that I can't, and there are a lot of people who can't do the things that I do. So,
Right. I don't know if you've answered any of my questions or just given me more questions.
well, sucks to be you. Anyway.
Thank you, I think.
Well, we're going to see each other soon. You guys owe me a favour, so, yep, I'm going to be seeing you soon. I'll have something ready for you in the morning.
No, wait a minute. What do you mean we owe you a favor?
Oh,
When
did
was that?
Lindra not tell you? I'm his contact at the Witches Society. I think I said I'm in charge, right?
Right.
I mean, we're not really friends, but you know, he's one of those kind of guys you kind of just need to know and get on with. So he asked me for a favor, and I said that I'll do the favor if he does me a favor. So there's something that's just happened. I don't know if you noticed. She like leans forward, like, there was blood raining from the sky, and that's not magic that I can do or particularly familiar with, but I have other things that come up, and, it's kind of coincided, and I think maybe you could help me, because you guys owe me, well, actually, Lindrin owes me a favor, which you guys are going to be carrying out, so... But I'll be seeing you soon. She kind of like raises both her arms in the air, like, we can do this. It's going to be fine.
Right. All right, I'll be going back to the others then.
Well,
thank you, I think.
You're most welcome. I'm always here to help. Well, I'm glad it's another happy patron. And she kind of skips along the corridor. So probably the right description. You can hear like her bare feet, like kind of like pattering on the ground as she kind of skips out of sight. What are you two doing in the room?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Rawl is breathing.
Zoltana's probably like fingering her necklace.
Caden looks like he's going through very similar breathing exercises to Ral. He seems to be very uncomfortable. He's not taken to this magic, just by the fact he has magic, he's not taken to this particular magic very well. And he's just trying to breathe his way and find his center as balance comes back in the room.
Well, what now? What do we do?
Well, I've been trying to make arrangements for us to have a place to stay outside of the prison. Lindgren seems to have gone for it. I know that he has a meeting for us all with that rather peculiar woman. Either later today or tomorrow morning. Sorry, this is really rather odd. I should have a place now, and I can get that sorted, and I guess be ready for whatever is thrown at us. I guess.
Speaking of which, Caden, I had a favor, I guess, to ask.
If I can grant it, yeah, sure.
I would like Kythea to come with us.
He raises an eyebrow.
I know, it's weird. I keep talking about the lunch lady. Trust me in that her and I have a lot more in common than I thought, and...
He raises both eyebrows.
She... God, you're going to make this really awkward for me no matter how I phrase it.
Well, if you want to I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't be with people now if you really, really want. I mean, it's not a problem, but I don't think that kind of distraction should.
No, Caden, stop it. You're taking things out of context.
No, I think it's the correct context. I think you got a little crush.
Oh my God, guys.
Well, she is very nice.
Yeah, she's pretty.
I mean, if you're, he's if I wasn't at wasn't with, but if I don't really see what she would add. I mean, she's a good enough person, I guess, but
there's a little more than just that, and also I can't cook, and she makes really good food.
Some of us can cook.
Right, but she makes really good food.
Translation, the elf has a crush. Let him bring his girlfriend. It's fine.
Do you not think that this would be a risk? I mean, I don't know exactly how this would be work. I mean, you just want to leave her back at home. This is just... No. I think that there's more to her than meets the eye. I think that she can handle herself more than you think. Again, he just gives you that kind of look of like,
Caden, get your mind out of the gutter.
Listen, if you want to pork the lunch lady, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. You don't have to defend yourself to us. Caden, just let him bring his girlfriend along. It's fine. Who cares?
It's been a while since I have had the pork.
Me too, Ral. Me too.
You think she makes good pork?
No, Ral, that's not what I meant. I did not mean it like that.
And I have to deal with you three for the rest of my life now.
Oh my God. Oh, you guys are animals.
Well, at least Ral is.
At least Ral is.
Hey, fuck you.
Anyways,
Okay.
could you please? Can she come with us? It's important.
Give me a minute. And he sticks his head out the kind of corridor, looks up and down, like meanders off, and he comes back probably about 2 or 3 minutes later. And Kythea is with him. She's got like a flower across her hands and a little bit smudged on her cheek, and she's wearing an apron sort of thing. And she's like, "So, hi,
Hello.
Caden asked me to come here and we could talk about what's going on with your group. I don't really..." Caden cuts across her and he says, "So my friend Balance here says that you are able to take care of yourself. I don't want to be rude, but you cook." And she smiles and she says, "I can do other things. I am proficient at, let's see, I can make things. I can read. I don't know if that's a major thing. Well, I mean, I can read here. That's fine. Read lots of languages. Speak lots of languages.
That's helpful.
Yeah, pretty good at it. Yeah, I can do languages. I dig up lore. I like to read, but I'm not really sure how I can help you in your adventure."
You've already listed the reasons why that would be helpful.
I can read.
Sultana cocks her eyebrow and says, "No, it's okay. Just somebody in this group really likes you." And she like waggles her eyebrows at Balance.
I don't know how I'm going to do this. Because normally with a group, I normally say like 2 of you randomly roll an inside check or something. But our group is so small. Yeah, all of y'all roll either insight or investigation.
18.
21.
13.
I guess I better roll for Caden too. Caden got a natural 1. Caden doesn't see shit. As you kind of like look at her and she kind of does that, "Yeah, I can read." And you kind of have that like, really, your skill is that you can read, good job. Balance and Sultana, as you kind of stare and look at her and she kind of like gives you a half smile back, you suddenly see a flicker of who she is. You see this small, mousy-haired woman with an apron covered in flour. You see her image flicker. And before you, you can see someone who is about half a foot taller. They have dark purple skin. You can see that her feet are hooves more than anything else. See that she has long, extended fingers, quite pronounced knuckles. And you can see her eyes are a darker shade of red than you've probably seen for quite a while. And you can see that her horns start just on the front of her forehead and they elongate back and then they flick up at the back. That's what you now see.
Nope. Nope. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. Sultan is gonna kind of like, her eyes widen and she takes a step back and is like, does anyone else see that?
See what?
She points at Kythea.
I see Kythea.
No, the horns, the hooves.
What?
You see her face, human face. For those of you who can still see her human face, which includes Caden and Rorschach at this moment. You see her face kind of pale a little bit as she looks at Sultana and at Balance and realizes that she's kind of possibly just been discovered.
What are you talking about?
So just me then. She like looks at Balance like with pleading eyes. Like, tell me you saw that.
Not sure what you're talking about.
Don't be an asshole to my character.
Kythea steps further into the room. You can see that there's a degree of resignation on her face, no matter what face you're seeing. She beckons Caden into the room a little further, as he also looks very confused about what the hell is going on. And she looks up, and those of you who still see her human face, you see her remove a piece of jewelry from her necklace, from her neck. Actually, even in her other form, you see her remove. She reaches back behind her head and she undoes a small necklace. And as she takes it off, Raljak and Kaden are both able to see her alternative appearance.
Oh.
Oh, you were talking about that appearance. Yes, no, I saw that.
She's gonna shoot you like the dirtiest look. You're a fucking asshole. Horns and hooves. How did you not know what I was talking about?
Right, so, this isn't a change.
This is not a question that I have usually gotten to ask people, but what are you?
My name's Kaithir. I need you to not freak, and I need you to not, if you don't mind, not tell anyone who I really am. I'm Kaithir. I come from Kino, and I'm a tiefling.
Huh. I've never heard of this.
Have I?
Take a knowledge check. Y'all would have heard of Kino. Kino is the other continent.
What kind of check would you like?
Something knowledge-based or history. Go for history.
I am good at that. 24.
On a 24, you're aware that Kino is the other continent. Y'all would have been know this anyway, even Raljak. Kino is the other continent. The other continent contains, so far as actually on the 24, you'd still probably know this. You know that it contains a lot of other races. Contains things like tieflings for sure. It contains things like some orcs. They'd contain things like Arakocra, that kind of stuff. A lot of the races that aren't straight up humanoids. And tend to live over there. They are a part of the war that happened between Kino and Discora many, many, many thousands of years ago. Approximately, to your knowledge, about 5,000 years ago. There is a tentative truce so long as no one steps foot upon the other continent. It's deemed that the war is on hold, in stasis at the moment. Tieflings are generally considered by the people on Discora to have made a demonic pact with something way back in their ancestors' lines, and that demonic energy still runs through their veins. This is what is given out in, say, Sunday school, etc., etc. But balance on your 24, you know that this is just not simply true. It's just rumor and allegations. Is there anything else you'd like to know on a 24?
Whether or not they were, well, who instigated the war and whether or not they're considered, like, bad guys, air quotes?
The war itself, nobody rightly knows exactly why it started, but it ended up being a huge clash between the two continents as a complete whole. And there was a much larger entity involved. And once this larger entity involved was finally defeated by both the continents, this is actually what set them to the tentative truce. Unfortunately, on a 24, not a 25, I can't give you the name of who that was or what that was.
Okay.
No, yeah, I'm afraid that's all I can give you. One more point.
Well, one more point would have been a natural 20.
Yeah. But alas not. So, reminisce. This is what you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't be here.
I know, which is why I kind of asked you not to freak. I can put my disguise back on. I probably should actually.
Well, I wish I could do that. That is fancy.
This is a bit of an heirloom. Sorry. And she puts it back on. And you see her human visage return.
Just saying, we have things in common, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we kind of do. I have magic. Well,
clearly.
I possess abilities that aren't exactly magic. My mentor told me that they are more psychic in nature. They come from me and my mind. So, but I can help you do these things. I'm not a fighter. I'm looking for something. Someone was looking for someone. Something, kind of.
In Fossum?
It's taken many years to get here, but I managed to track it here. It was very difficult to find you.
Find who?
And she looks over at Balance and she says, well, it was really difficult to find a person who is like my sister, who has something in him. All I know is that I was looking for the third in line to the Elven throne, and after a curveball, I found him here.
The what?
Hold on. You're the what now?
Like I said, there's a curveball, and then I found you here. My information was old.
Balance is, again, visibly much paler than he was before. And he takes a few steps away from the group. Like he's leaning up against a wall, kind of a little scared. I'm nobody now. Your information is wrong.
Like I said, curveball. It took a very long time to track you here. But I know that I'm supposed to be here to help. So, and I know that I know that the apocalypse was coming. I knew. I was told. I just didn't realize that when I found you, that it would happen.
And you said third. That's not... I was second.
She kind of looks down and gives a half smile. Yeah, you were. This is Lindrin, voiced by Volanda. If you wish to contact the management, send an email to theluckydiepodcast@gmail.com or try our public relations manager, Arch, using Twitter @TLDpod. I would see it as good behaviour for you to leave a 5-star review on iTunes, as it would help other prisoners find the podcast at the beginning of their sentence, just as you have done. We would also like to thank the Spark Network for taking us in, and Jason Basil for the fantastic artwork. All that is really left to say is thank you for listening, I guess. Oh man, I generally can't keep doing that. I sound like such an asshole. Thank you so much for listening. It really is appreciated by us, and we're so humbled by the response that we've had recently. Contact us on Gmail. You can contact us on Twitter @TLDpod. Also, the links to all of our personal Twitters are there if you want to fancy shouting out any of us like that. I think that's pretty much it. So thank you. Keep leaving the reviews, and we'll catch you hopefully in 2 weeks' time. Bye. The Spark Network. Imagine what your idea can do.